Good evening, Cleveland and Columbus sports fans. You're tuned in live to the Show of the Land with Jenn B on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Tonight, we are going to talk about the Guardians slumping their way into the All-Star break. We'll talk about how Jose Ramirez did in the Home Run Derby, and we will hit off the MLB draft. Then we will talk some hockey with Blue Jackets and the Monsters. Both teams made some new signings. And then we will move on and talk about some basketball with the Cavs/Charge playing in the Summer League and a little bit of college basketball news. Then we will move on to the Almighty Crew. Talk a little bit about the Browns. Someone got extended. We'll see who. And we'll wrap things up with the Fury and free agency. So stay right here, tuned into the Show of the Land on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. You're back live on the Show of the Land on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Before we get started with tonight's show, be sure to follow IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at IE Sports Radio right here. We are also available wherever you get podcasts, such as Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and so on. Be sure to check out our website, iesportsradio.com, where you can find our blogs, the IE Sports Radio shop, and you can check out my personal page, iesportsradio.com/the Show of the Land. Now we're going to have a quick word from our sponsors, Planet Jerky and Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals. You're back live on the Show of the Land on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Be sure to check out those sponsors, Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. You place your orders of $50 or more, you get free shipping. And if you go to their Instagram page and let them know that you heard about them from IE Sports Radio, while supplies last, you will get a free bag. So be sure to check them out and Seal the Deal Wax Seals, the perfect finish to your wedding, baby shower, graduation, whatever types of invitations or cards or letters you have. They are the perfect finish to make it just a little extra special. So be sure to check them out. You can order right there on the IE Sports Radio website. So now let's get into the show. So the Guardians had a bit of a slump there going into the All-Star break, but it wasn't all bad. Tuesday, Angel Martinez hit his first major league home run in the first inning against the Detroit Tigers. The Guardians did win that game 9-8 in the 10th inning. Clase earned his 28th save. Wednesday, they lost 5-4 to the Tigers. Thursday, Will Brennan was activated from IL and Gabriel Arias was optioned to AAA Columbus. Thursday, the Guardians were down against Detroit 10-1 in the bottom of the 7th. Austin Hedges took over at pitcher. So we had the catcher pitching. So that was interesting. He didn't do too badly, though, actually. He pitched 2 scoreless innings, gave up 1 walk, no strikeouts. But it wasn't bad. It really wasn't. They did end up losing, of course, 10-1. It was Spencer Howard's first start as a Guardian. He didn't do too badly. The Tigers were just hitting like crazy. So unfortunately, it didn't go as well as could have been expected, but it is what it is. It was his first start, so hopefully his next start will be much better. Was not a great series for the Guardians, possibly the worst series of the season so far. Friday, Xavier Curry was called up from AAA Columbus, and Sam Hentges was placed on the 15-day IL. Friday, they played the Tampa Bay Rays and lost 2-0. Saturday, they played the Tampa Bay Rays again and won 4-2. Clase earned his 29th save and is now tied for second in total saves in franchise history. Sunday, they lost 2-0 to the Tampa Bay Rays and are headed into the much-needed All-Star break. Sunday night, was the MLB draft, and the Guardians had the number 1 overall pick. And with that pick, they selected Travis Bazana. He's a second baseman out of Oregon State. And he made an immediate impact in the United States with a 902 OPS as a freshman, which he increased to 1.122 with 11 home runs and 36 steals the following year. He further raised his profile by winning the Cape Cod League batting title with a 375 average and the MVP award. He is compact, strong, and has plenty of bat speed with an advanced approach at the plate and significant raw power. He is a proven hitter against both lefties and righties. He is also a plus runner and a legitimate base stealing threat. His athleticism provides good range, enough arm strength, and the ability to turn double plays effectively at second base. So, from what I'm hearing, the plan eventually would be to move Andres Jimenez to shortstop, and then Bazana would take over at second base. Not sure how I feel about moving our platinum glove second baseman off of second base, but we'll see what happens. He did finish the year at Oregon State with a batting average of 407, 28 home runs, and 66 RBIs. So that is quite promising. Um, we will see how long he stays in the minors, but overall, sounds like a very, very solid pick. He is a 21 years old, 6 foot and 190 pounds, and he is originally from Sydney, Australia. So Matthew Dellavedova of Cavs infamy has given him the 211 on Cleveland and told him that he's going to love it. So we will see how long it is before he's up. A lot of people are predicting that he'll be up next season, so we will see. I don't know. The Guardians aren't usually too quick about bringing guys up, but maybe he'll prove himself fast. Then at 36, the Guardians selected right-handed pitcher Braylon Doughty from Chaparral High School. At 46, catcher Jacob Cozart from North California State. At 84, right-handed pitcher Joey Oki from Ankeny Centennial High School. At 113, left-handed pitcher Rafe Schlesinger from the University of Miami. At 146, right-handed pitcher Aiden Major from West Virginia. At 176, left-handed pitcher Caden Favors from Wichita State. At 205, right-handed pitcher Cameron Sullivan from Mount Vernon High School, and he has committed to Notre Dame for college ball. At 235, left-handed pitcher Donovan Zach from Rutgers. At 256, right-handed pitcher Sean Matson from Harvard. At 295, right-handed pitcher Chase Mobley from Durant High School. And that is all of the picks. Lots of pitchers, one catcher, and a second baseman. So we'll see what ends up happening. A few of those guys are still in high school, so not guaranteed signings. So we will see. But the Guardians are known for their ability to bring guys up through the farm system. So I'm sure they will be working these guys very hard as soon as they are available to participate with the Guardians minor league teams. The home run derby took place yesterday. Jose Ramirez hit 21 home runs in the first round and advanced to the semifinals, where he faced off against Bobby Witt from the Kansas City Royals, and unfortunately he fell short. He hit 12 and Bobby Witt hit 17, so he was eliminated, but he did well. He is tired and he doesn't really get a break, so he did us proud. After the All-Star break, the Guardians will go on to play. Ref Khalees says Skeens is going to strike out Quan tonight. Let's go. I don't know about that, Ralph. Stephen Kwan is not easy to strike out. He does not strike out. He will foul balls off and take 12 pitches before he'll strike out. um, but after the All-Star break, the Guardians will go on to play the San Diego Padres and the Detroit Tigers in Cleveland, both series. The series with the Padres will begin on Friday. The Columbus Clippers went 4-1 this past week, quite the turnaround for them. And they will be playing the Louisville next, starting tonight. Akron went 4-2 this past week, and they are next up against Richmond, which also starts tonight. But that is going to wrap things up for baseball. We are going to take a short break. And when we come back, we will talk some hockey and some basketball. So stay tuned to the Show of the Land right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, everybody? This is Taryn Rodriguez. Are you a fan of volleyball? Are you a fan of Thunder Spikes? Then I have the show for you, Set Point, where I cover NCAA men's and women's volleyball, high school boys and girls volleyball, beach volleyball, and even professional volleyball. Catch the action every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's good, fight fans? It's your boy, Marcus Los Great, here to give you what you want, here to give you what you need. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm coming to you live, straight from your mama's basement with a crispy white tea. We are coming to you live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
You're back live with Jenn B on the Show of the Land on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. And before we get into the hockey, I just want to give a quick shout out to Ralph Khalees, Taryn Rodriguez, Bishop, and Larry B in the chat. Thank you all for joining. Ralph is the host of the Yinzer Report for all that is Pittsburgh sports, so be sure to check him out for your Pittsburgh sports. Bishop is the host of This Is KC Sports, and a quick congratulations to him. They just learned yesterday that they are credentialed as Kansas City Chief Media. So congratulations to Bishop and franchise on that. Also, belated happy birthday to Bishop. And Taryn Rodriguez is the host of Set Point, our volleyball show, and the SoCal Supreme Sports Show for all that is Southern California sports. Larry B is the head honcho and host of a million shows. Three and Out College Edition, Defining Moment, and co-host of the Sports Couples Perspective with his wife Cecilia B. Be sure to check out those shows. And now for some hockey. So, the Columbus Blue Jackets made a couple of signings this week. They came to terms with Jake Christensen, avoiding arbitration, and agreed to a 1-year, 2-way contract. They also came to terms with Jet Greaves and agreed to terms avoiding arbitration, and they have agreed to a 1-year, 2-way contract for 2024-25 and a 1-year, 1-way NHL contract for 25 to 26. So that tells me we have a goaltender who will be leaving. And after my next point, I'm going to feel a little bad for saying this, but I sure hope it's Elvis. But here we go. Elvis sponsored a number of Chillicothe students so that they are able to attend the yearly 8th grade field trip to Washington, D.C. Chillicothe School District made a statement and said, "We would like to thank the Columbus Blue Jackets goaltender Elvis Merzlikins. Elvis has sponsored several of our 8th grade students so that they are able to go on our annual Washington, D.C. trip. We are so thankful for his contributions in helping our students and community. Good luck this season and go Jackets." So, as much as I dislike him, I got to give him props for that. But, availability is paramount, and he's not readily available. He's always got something going on. And then he gets mad that he's not the number one goalie. Well, you can't be the number one goalie if you're not available for the team when they need you. So, we'll see how it plays out. Don Waddle has come out and said that Elvis isn't going anywhere this year. They owe him too much money. So we'll see. We will see what happens. But definitely sounds like somebody's on their way out with them signing Jet Greaves to a 1-way NHL deal for the 25-26 season. So we will keep an eye on how that plays out over the next year or so. Just announced today, draft picks Caden Lindstrom and Luca Pinelli have been invited to Team Canada's World Juniors Camp. So congratulations to both of them. The Monsters' schedule has been released, and their home opener will be on October 26th against the Rochester Americans. That is a not so great day for me, but I will try and cheer on the Monsters. That is actually my father's birthday and the anniversary of my mother's death. So it is an awful day for me, actually, but I will cheer on the Monsters for sure. Their full schedule was also released, and their first game is October 12th against the Hershey Bears. And then they don't get their home opener until October 26th. So that kind of sucks. It's a long way to go before you get your home opener, but it is what it is. They will get a lot of road games in before they get their first home game in, but hopefully that means that there's a lot of home games towards the end of the season when they really need to get those wins and get into the playoffs and do well in the playoffs. But they also announced that head coach Trent Vogelhuber will return for a third season. So that is good news because obviously they're doing very well with him as coach. They made it to the Eastern Conference Championship this past season. So hopefully they will continue their winning ways. They also signed forward Curtis Hall to an AHL contract for the 2024-25 season. He is 24. He's 6'3", 212 pounds, and he previously played with the Grand Rapids Griffins and the Providence Bruins. Now for some basketball. Also, not the greatest news. Oh, before I get into the basketball, the Blue Jackets still haven't hired a head coach. So hopefully I will have that to talk about next week, like I've been saying for the last 3 weeks. But they are conducting second interviews in person in Columbus this week with their 2 final candidates. So hopefully we will have a head coach by the end of the week, and we can talk about that next week. Hopefully. We're going to keep our fingers crossed because I've been saying this for 3 weeks now. But
Come on!
on to the Cavs. The summer league has started, and Friday they played the Magic and lost 106-79. Not great, not great at all. Rookie Jalen Tyson had 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. Amoni Bate led the scoring with 20 points. He also had 3 rebounds and 1 assist. The in-season tournament brackets were announced this past week, and the Cavs are in East Group C for the NBA Cup, and they are in that group with the Boston Celtics, the Chicago Bulls, the Atlanta Hawks, and the Washington Wizards. I will call them the Wizards for now until they start losing once the season starts. Then they will go back to being the Lizards. The tournament will begin on November 12th, and the semifinals and championship will be December 14th through December 17th in Las Vegas. Sunday, the Cavs took on the Milwaukee Bucks in summer league play, and they won 112-81. Amoni Bates led with 18 points and 6 rebounds and 4 assists. Jalen Tyson had 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. The Summer League team today played a scrimmage against Team China, and they won. The Cavs didn't release the score. It was a scrimmage, so there was no score released, but they did announce that they won. So congratulations to the Cavs Summer League team for beating China's Olympic team. That is pretty significant, I think, which leads me to believe the U.S. Olympic team should have no problem handling the China Olympic team if our rookies beat them. But we'll see. We'll see how the Olympics plays out. Couple of notes in college basketball. Kent State women's basketball's Abby Ogle signed a professional contract with KB Junior 6 Moni Bao out of Kosovo. And Akron men's basketball's guard Ali Ali is participating in Cavs mini camp in the hopes of making it play for at least the Cleveland Charge. So good luck to Ali Ali in his endeavor to break through with the Cavs. From what I have been hearing from the local reporters, he is making an impression. So maybe we will see at the very least a G League contract for him coming in the near future. But that is going to wrap things up for all that is hockey and basketball. We are going to take another short break. And when we come back, we will wrap up the show with the Columbus Crew, the Cleveland Browns, and the Columbus Fury free agency. So stay right here on the Show of the Land on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Are you a fan of Buffalo sports? Are you thinking of changing loyalties and becoming a Buffalo sports fan? Do you even know where Buffalo is on the map? Did you know Canada is closer to Buffalo than New York City? Welcome to the Buffalo Huddle, every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 4 p.m. Pacific Coast Time on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I'm your host, Patty Bax. This is a podcast designed for you, the passionate sports fan. I know you love your sports. Who doesn't? I cover Buffalo sports and so much more by bringing in the human elements. I call it Buffalo Sports with a Twist. Join me as we take a journey into the world of Buffalo sports. I guarantee you'll fall in love with Buffalo just like I did. Each week we start with an inspiration, question of the day, a Buffalo fun fact, and a weekly challenge to you, the listener. Come huddle up with me every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 4 p.m. Pacific Coast Time for the Buffalo Huddle with Patty Bax on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. As we say in Buffalo, go Bills!
What's up, Pittsburgh? This is Ralph Calise, the host of the Injury Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Are you that passionate, diehard Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, or just a Pittsburgh sports fan? Then please join me on the Injury Report every Tuesday on IE Sports Radio, the direct feed for all that is sports, and I will update you on all that's black and gold. Have you telling your Pittsburgh fans and friends what's up with Pittsburgh sports. Tune in Tuesday with me, Ralph Calise, the Injury Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's go!
You're back live on the Show of the Land with Jenn B on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. So how about that Columbus Crew? Before we get into how they did in the game, just a little announcement. Taha Habron has been selected to represent the U.S. with the U20 men's youth national team for the 2024 CONCACAF U20 championship. So congratulations to Taha. And Saturday, that's right, the Columbus Crew took on LAFC and won 5-1 in a rematch of the MLS Cup Championship. It was amazing. I could not believe my eyes. Was watching it, and for 38 minutes, it was scoreless. And then Columbus just let it all go. It was crazy. At 38 minutes, Christian Ramirez scored a goal. Cujo Hernandez then scored at 56 minutes. Diego Rossi at 60 minutes. Christian Ramirez with goal number 2 at 84 minutes. And then Alex Matan with a goal at 89 minutes. Marino Hinestroza was red carded at 90 minutes plus a 7 of stoppage time. So literally as the whistle blew, he was red carded. Sucks, but is what it is. Coach Nancy made a statement after the game and said he's young and he will learn from this. So it LAFC was playing dirty. They were fouling left and right, and that brings me to my next point. Darlington Nagbe is now the most fouled player in MLS history after being fouled 4 times by LAFC. The most fouled player in MLS history. That's insane. And that's why he's our captain. The Crew were the first team to win at LAFC this season. They were the first team to score 5 goals at LAFC in franchise history. The whole team was named Men of the Match following the resounding win. Cucho Hernandez is the third Crew player to record 20 goals in consecutive seasons in franchise history, hitting 20 for the season with his goal against LAFC at the 56th minute. Cucho Hernandez, Christian Ramirez, and Max Arfston were all named to the team of the match day. Starting 11, Darlington Nagbe was named to the bench, and Wilfried Nancy has been named Coach of the Week. And the Crew's next matches will be against Charlotte tomorrow and Saturday against Atlanta United. Here's hoping they can keep up their winning ways. They are on a roll. And as the little tag there says, the MLS runs through Columbus. Columbus made a statement in LA this past weekend. I was very pleasantly surprised. I did not expect them to come out and score 5 goals against the team that they beat for the MLS Cup. That is just insane. But they have scored 5 goals in their last 3 matches, I believe, and they are slowly climbing up the standings, as you can see on the screen. They are still in 3rd place, but they are much closer to the 2 teams above them. So they are closing in, and they just keep winning. I'm a little concerned going forward how things are going to play out for the next few matches while our goalie is in Paris playing for the men's Olympic soccer team. We will see how the backup goalies fare. Patrick will definitely be missed, but hopefully, the defense does a heck of a job keeping the ball away from the goalie so he doesn't even have to save it. But hopefully they will keep that up because we are going to be playing with backup goalies. I'm not even 100% sure who that will be. I know Evan Bush is one of them, but he is older. I want to say he's 36 or 37. So I don't know that he will be able to play a match on Wednesday and then another match on Saturday. So we will see. I know they have a younger guy who hasn't really played. Evan Bush has stepped in for Patrick Schulte before, earlier in the season when they were giving Schulte a break while they were participating in the CONCACAF Championship Series. But it should be interesting the next few matches, how things go without Patrick guarding the net. So we will definitely be keeping an eye on that, but hopefully they can just keep up scoring 5 goals a game and then they don't have to worry about it too much because it's not that easy to score 5 goals in soccer in one match. Now for a little bit of Browns news. Before I get into what I have in my notes, I forgot to put this in my notes. Yesterday, it was released that Nick Chubb is squatting 540 pounds on a hurricane bar, which is amazing considering he just had 2 major knee surgeries less than 8 months ago. So he is trending very much in the right direction. So we will keep our fingers crossed that we will have our good old Nick Chubb running the rock come September, because it's looking positive. It's definitely on the right track. Now for some Myles Garrett news. And if Ralph is still listening, he's probably not going to like this, but Myles Garrett was ranked the #1 edge rusher by NFL executives, coaches, and scouts, and it's not even close. The report states he's in tier 1 all by himself. Garrett has never been ranked lower than 3 in his entire career. And one AFC team said, if you don't double team him, and excuse my language, but if you don't double team him, he's going to fucking kill you. He received 70% of the first place votes for that rating. And Ralph in the chat says they must be blind, honestly. Oh, we're not going to go there. But Myles Garrett, #1 edge rusher in the NFL, as voted by NFL executives, coaches, and scouts. Now for the extension. Unfortunately, is not who we all would like it to be. It is not Amari Cooper. There is still no news on the Amari Cooper front, so we will hopefully hear something before next week's show, because training camp starts next Tuesday. But they did extend kicker Dustin Hopkins 3 years, $15.9 million. So we, for the first time since Phil Dawson, have a kicker. So that is phenomenal news. There will not be a kicking rotation. We will not be wondering who's getting the start at kicker throughout training camp. We have a kicker through 2027. So now let's just pray that he stays healthy so that we can keep our kicker. Now, for a little bit of Fury news, they made a couple more signings. They signed middle Kaylee Ramelsberg from Indiana University. She played professionally in Finland as well. She is a 6'1" and from Westerville, Ohio, which is a suburb of Columbus. So she is coming back home. She played 3 seasons at Indiana and recorded 646 kills, 258 blocks, and had a .365 hitting percentage in her final season. She was also teammates with new signee Paula Sarami for 2 seasons while at Indiana. So they will once again be teammates. So that should be nice for them to get back together, and they'll have some familiarity with each other. They also signed setter Wilman Rivera, who was formerly with the Orlando Valkyrie. She led Orlando with 722 assists last season. The Fury also re-signed captain and outside hitter Megan Courtney Lush, so that was good news. They are at least getting 2 players back, Tori Stringer and Megan Courtney Lush. And then Tori Stringer made a statement about why she re-signed with the Fury. And she said, I couldn't be more excited to be remaining in Columbus with the Fury. It's an honor to represent this city and the Fury in front of such an incredible and supportive fan base. I can't thank Coach Angel enough for all that he has already poured into me as a player and person, and I can't wait to continue to work and build this program up into a championship caliber franchise. I'm fired up about the team coach is putting together and can't wait for 2025 Pro Volleyball Federation season. Let's get to work. So that was very good to hear. And I will tell you, I went to I almost said crew, Fury match last season. I actually won tickets and was able to make the trek down to Columbus for the match. And it is electric in there for the Fury games. I couldn't believe it, especially with it being so new, but they have great support, and it was quite an experience, and I hope to make it back down there for a few more matches this upcoming season. It really was amazing, and like I said, the support was unbelievable, especially given how new the team and volleyball is to Columbus. It does help that they play in the same arena as the Blue Jackets, so everybody kind of knows where it is, because the Blue Jackets are the biggest team outside of the Ohio State, of course, in Columbus. The crew are very quickly moving up that list with the way they've been playing, winning the MLS Cup last season and kicking butts and taking names this season. So hopefully they will continue. They are well seated within the playoff race, so no worries there unless they have a significant fall off with Patrick Schulte out of there. I see no reason why they won't be in the playoffs. They are shooting to get back into that number one seed. I don't know if that will happen. They are quite a few points back, but they're 3 points at a time. 3 points at a time. They're getting there. But that is pretty much all I have. And right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Be sure to follow me on X, Instagram, Threads. Yeah, that's it. At Believeland Girl. You can follow the show on X, Show of the Land IE. And you can follow me also on TikTok at Jenn.Believeland. And be sure to follow IE Sports Radio on X, IG, Facebook, and TikTok at IE Sports Radio. And you can catch our podcast anywhere you get podcasts, as you can see right there on the screen. Next up is the Buffalo Huddle with Patty Bax. You can catch her over on Spreaker for all that is Buffalo sports. And I will see you back here next Tuesday for more of the Show of the Land, and we will talk more Cleveland and Columbus sports. So thank you once again for joining me right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.